my channel, I suppose. James Chan talked about a lot of things that very deep and it's good. You know, and how many times I would be in that same place or similar position where, you know, you go hear a message like that, and then you, let's say you're caught up in a cycle of sin for that, and then you will hear a message, and then you go back to the same thing. As soon as that thing is out, you're back on it again, or whatever it is, whatever vice that you have, and then you're, but you know, it's like the minute you get over that, above the clouds, if you will, or it's like you see everything, you know, and you're not like sidetracked by every little thing that's coming along, you know. I think there's a lot of people out there that are stuck in a certain thing. You guys over here like, hey, time to come up higher. You come with me, you know, kind of thing. And so then you do that. You take a step of faith, and the minute you chose to do that is when he said, "Okay, now I know you're serious. Now I know." The minute you made a move towards is the minute I will now move on your behalf. Alright. Sorry. I'm reaching here, but yeah. Anyway, there's so much in that. A lot of people don't move because they're afraid. They don't move because they don't know the voice. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. They don't know the voice behind who's talking. You know, it's like when you were growing up, you know, you hear your mom or your dad calling your name. You knew it was their voice because you've been around them for so long, and you know it's them talking and speaking to you because you know the voice. You know that voice. You know, you can tell, right? Well, in the spirit realm, the more you get to know him, is the more closer you get to him. The more you get to know, understand, and know everything about him, everything about all he is, and all he's done for you, is the minute he says, look, you know my voice, and I know you like the back of my hand and so much more, right? And you know it's like, and then it's like, hey, take a step towards me. Let me do what I do best. Let me show you something. You know, like last night, for example, I went to hang out with a friend in this church congregation, and it was great. It was good. It was awesome, right? And And he said this to me today. He's like, you know, you took a step. You thought you were coming to watch a fight. I was merely putting you in position. And I think, you know, a lot of times we think to ourselves, oh, I'm just getting ready to hang out with so-and-so, and we're going to have a blast, fun time. And he's like, no. I'm going to flip the script. And that he did. Flip script. Anyway, I know this is deep. 5 people are gonna get it, and that's fine and good, or maybe more than that. But yeah, that James Tan book, I think it's gonna be light. Oh, for sure. That's off the chain, off the hook, and so much more. You can't sit there and tell me that, hey, this guy, you don't know, exactly what he's talking about, okay? And I would say this, that, he said something that was dead on, right? That there's a move in the spirit. There's, like you said, well, let me just say this. Okay, there's 5 giftings, right? Prophet, apostle, pastor, teacher, evangelist, all those gifts. Right. Anyway, so you have these gifts, right? And I would say this, you've been given a measure of those gifts to use them as you so desire and as you so please. There are going to be some giftings that you're going to have that are more with who you are and aligns with what you are all about. Okay? And for me, I would align myself with the teacher and the prophet, all those giftings. Because this is a natural thing for me. Look at a guy like James Tan, and he operates, I would say, more in the. He can operate on all 5 as well. Like, if you have the spirit, you can operate on all 5. But here's the deal. I mean, there's going to be some things that you're going to be able to. You just flow a lot better in. It's like saying. Like, say, for example, you have a heart surgeon, and all he does is operate on the heart. And then one day he says, well, he gets told, well, we're going to switch you over to operating on brains today. And he's like, well, I've never done a brain before. But I'm willing to try. He might have that gifting. Maybe that's a bad example, but it's like somebody that knows very well a subject. Let's say they're a mathematician, for example, and all they do is math, but they teach. And let's say tomorrow they decide, you know what, I'm not going to teach you math, I'm going to teach you about science. Or I'm going to teach you about something totally different and flip the script on you for a minute. And then and it changes your whole outlook, your whole view, and your whole perception of what that person is all about. It's like you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, this is great, but your whole perception on everything that you've had going on it's disrupted when that person who was this certain train of a teacher or whatever we'll call it. No, they flipped it. And it confuses a lot of people, Right. And that's really a place in the spirit, when you are operating on that level where you have a gift of the divine, and you begin to operate on that level, you begin to um, live in that sphere and that realm of his place. The minute you do that, it's powerful. The minute you operate in that realm of the supernatural, it's the minute that God begins to look at you and says, "Hey, I could do it something. I can use something like that because now I know where you're at. Now I know everything that's going on in your life, and it wasn't just an accident. It wasn't just a mishap." And flipping it all around to where it's like, "Oh, you mean tell me I was just going to watch a fight, Mike Tyson last night, but in fact, the conversation after that, I was getting ready to line. I'm getting ready to line you up here, not size you up, line you up, something bigger." Wow, that's deep. I'm gone. I'm gone. Okay, man. Wow. But anyway.